I give talks to different groups of different salespeople all over the world all the time. They ask me lots of questions. But the one commonality they all have all over the world is, how do you get more clients? How do I meet more people? Because it always seems like the more successful salespeople are the people who know more people, or they have those clients, or they have that great clients, and that's how they do it. That's the question I get asked the most. And no matter how long you're in any sales business, that's never going to change. You're always going to need to meet new clients. You're always going to need to meet new people who want to buy what you're selling, especially in real estate. Because how often do people buy and sell homes? Not often. This year, I set 3 goals for myself. And one of those goals was I wanted to meet even more new people. And I told myself I want to meet between 2 and 3 new people every day. And honestly, that's what I've been doing my entire career. Because remember, when I first moved to New York City, I didn't know anybody. I lived in Koreatown on the corner of 31st and Broadway. And I lived by myself in a tiny little studio, maybe the size of my little desk office here. I'm not joking. And I didn't know anybody. So the first people that I met ever in this business were people that I met on Craigslist, who would call me on ads for some rental apartments, and people that I meet on the corner of 49th and Madison, which is where my first office was above Burger Heaven, and people that I meet in Starbucks. And it's a little bit embarrassing, but some of my first clients, part of my first network, and whose emails and information I still have to this day, were pregnant women. Because I didn't know how to talk to random strangers because it totally freaked me out. And I didn't know what to say to other people and say, well, you want an apartment? I'm a real estate broker. I have prematurely gray hair. I don't know how old I am. Do you? No, it's super weird. But pregnant women, they looked like they needed more space. Now listen, I'm not advising you to go do that. I'm just giving you a real life example, because I'm a real life real estate agent doing this every single day, for how I met my first initial clients. And I would tap them on the shoulder in Starbucks, and I'd say, you look like you need more space. It always elicited some type of laugh. It was always a little bit uncomfortable, but that was my first client. Completely crazy. And that was kind of my first network base. And sometimes I go to Saks Fifth Avenue, that was on the corner of Fifth Avenue and 49th Street, and if I saw a foreigner with more than 2 shopping bags in their hands, I thought to myself, that person looks like they have money, maybe they need an apartment too. And if they spoke English, at least I try to give them my business card. And some of those people, through a trickle-down theory, because they know someone who knows somebody whose kid is coming to NYU and they needed a rental apartment, became some of my first clients. And so every day, for the last 10 years, I've focused on trying to meet new people and adding that to my database. And you need to do the same going forward, because people are our currency as salespeople. We're not selling widgets and computers. We're selling people. We're not actually even selling the real estate because we didn't build it, right? We're connecting a buyer to a seller and a seller to a buyer, and we're connecting those people. We need those people in our network in order for that deal to happen, for that commission check to come, for us to make more income, and to have a nice, healthy 1099 at the end of the day. Today, I no longer go into Starbucks and talk to random pregnant women because that would be weird. And I understand that my position is different. I've been doing this for a long time. I've got television shows. People recognize me. But I still actively go out and try to meet new people every day. And I do it by talking in the city to doormen. I do it by talking to post office workers. I do it by, if I haven't hit my quota, talking to strangers on the street. Honestly, that's one of the greatest ways to meet people. But I also try to consciously set myself up to every day be in a position where I can meet new people. Maybe there's an architect or a developer that I want to meet. That's a new person. If they bring in a partner in the room, or if there's someone else I meet in that office, boom, there's my 3 people that I need to meet that day. If I have a dinner that night, I'll try to meet other people at the dinner. And I consciously make that effort every single day. But when I started in the business, and if you're watching this and you just started in the business, please pay attention to what I'm saying. Or if you've been doing this for 20 years, maybe you need a refresher, you should also pay attention to this, because we sell people all day long. People are our currency. But at the beginning, on top of Starbucks and on top of meeting strangers on the street, the only thing I did, other than work every day, was I went to the gym. I like to work out. That was my thing. So I want you to figure out what your thing is, because it worked for me to meet people at the gym. And I realized that by having something in common with people around me in a non-networking type of scene, which was, for me, a boxing gym in the financial district, I could meet people who then saw me more as a friend and someone that they had something in common with than just a real estate broker that they were meeting at a networking event, or a real estate broker with a suit and tie that they were meeting at a dinner. And I was able to develop those relationships and turn them slowly over time into clients. And it worked so well for me that I got multiple gym memberships. I had one downtown, and then I had one in Soho because I really wanted to sell in Soho at the beginning of my career. And so I would go to a gym that was on the corner of Prince and Broadway, and I would work out there in the middle of the day because I said, you know what, I'm going to get that lunchtime crowd. And I wasn't a weirdo about it. I didn't just walk into the gym with a suit and tie and say, hey, how much do you bench? You want to buy an apartment? No, don't do that. That's weird. I would actually kind of work out. Now, I didn't work out 3 times a day, but I would go and I would try to figure out ways to blend in and to find people who had common interests. At the end of the day, I'd pick a gym that I would go to on the Upper East or Upper West Side, and I would go there, and I would try to meet new clients. That was how I built my initial network at the beginning of my career. Pregnant women outside Starbucks, foreigners outside Saks Fifth Avenue, and people that I would meet in the gym. What's something that you do every day, every week, that you have in common with other people? Maybe you're really into fantasy sports, and there's a fantasy sports league that you can start. Or you can start with a bunch of other people where you can meet people. Maybe you're part of a church group, and you should take more part in it every day. Maybe you're part of a book club, and you really like to read, and you should start another one. Find something that you're really interested in, as weird and quirky as it might be. Maybe you really like cats and parrots together. Is there a cat and parrot networking group in your town? Probably not. You should start it, and you'll meet new people that way that could potentially become future clients. And that is your new goal from now on. You're going to meet between 2 and 3 new people every day. So no matter what happens with your life, no matter what happens, if you have a good day or a bad day, you'll know that you are successful because you've started to build your network and you've started to increase the amount of people that you know who one day, maybe not today, but one day will be sellers or buyers. And last thing, if you're shy about this, or you think you can't do it, or you don't like talking to strangers, remember, every single person you know was at one time a stranger. Think about your best friend. At one point, they were a total stranger to you, right? People all start as strangers to us, but then you find something in common. Maybe you were introduced to them, maybe they sat next to you in school, and they slowly became your friend. So all you have to do is replicate that a little bit every day, because people don't like to be sold, but they love shopping with friends. You make more strangers your friends, you'll make more clients who actually want to be sold to, you will be more successful, you will make more money.